Hey, soul searchers, you should have seen my face when we realized we were heading straight back out into 2-meter seas. Yep, that's right. After braving the lions in Malawi, we were headed back down the coast. After all, we were still going south, still going into the wind. Were we surprised? I mean, no, we're still heading down the coast and the winds are still coming up at us from the south. I guess it just hadn't crossed our minds for a little while. But hey, we wouldn't have it any other way. And this is Soul Searcher's last leg of our Australian journey. It's not over until we're tucked away in a safe marina and somebody's forgotten where we put the drone charger.
When the wind bites them soft and so tone, and it's midnight, but we're not alone as the starlight sweeps us off our feet.
We're going to take you along from the picture-perfect Whitsundays to FLIR camera repairs on the fly. Let's wrap this baby up. First off, a huge thanks to Matt, who stitched together our Charity Water Africa adventure. What a ride. If you missed it, go take a look. Elephants, dust, clean water, and an overnight tree attack. It had it all. So after Africa, we flew straight back to Hamilton Island to reunite with our girl, Soul Searcher. Art and Cindy, our rock star crew, had moved her down from Cairns while we were away. And because they're seriously amazing, she was spotless, stocked, and ready to roll. We eased back in with a day to chill at Whitsunday Island, specifically gorgeous and quiet Sawmill Bay. Fun fact, this area is part of the 74 Whitsunday Islands that sit snug in the heart of the Great Barrier Reef. Captain Cook sailed through here in 1770, but you can bet that he didn't have to worry about erratic internet, drone batteries, or anchor alarms. Of course, he did have that whole uncharted reef thing to deal with. Personal note, my interest in the Whitsundays began about 10 or so years ago when a friend from medical school did a sailing race down here. And I thought to myself, someday I'm going to make it down there and explore that magical place just like she did. And we're not racing, but we sure are enjoying this magical place. And the highlight of our Whitsunday stop, well, turtles and whales. What more could a girl ask for? Then it was time to continue south. Winds 15 to 20 knots, seas 2 meters, motion, blender setting on puree. It was like Neptune was giving us a not-so-friendly workout session. First stop, Goldsmith Island. Now here's your fun fact. The island's named after, wait for it, a guy who never actually set foot there. Joseph Goldsmith, a draftsman on one of the British survey ships. It's lush, rugged, and totally underrated. We got some great drone shots before the rain hit because, of course, the rain hit. Mother Nature is always reminding us that she's the boss. Next up, a soggy gray 34-mile slog to Keswick and St. Bees Island. These two are basically fraternal twins, close together but very different vibes. Not that we got to explore them, too busy holding onto our hats and trying not to spill the coffee. But the real highlight came on the next leg, 75 more miles, still upwind, but with a twist of sunshine, just when we thought things were maybe looking up. Yeah, sunshine, but also drama. That great big camera on top of the boat, our night vision camera, came loose, flopped to the deck like a stunned pigeon. I mean, out of nowhere. Scared us all half to death. And we're underway, but Art's getting up there, repairing it. Crisis averted. We could see again, nobody went overboard. I'm gonna call that a big win. We landed that night on the southern island of the Percy Group. Stunning, serene, and relatively still. Little did we know, in a couple of days, we'd be holding on for dear life. Then it was a 58-mile hike to Island Head Creek, a sweet little inlet on the mainland, remote and serene. We enjoyed the comfort of that place. The next day, after a 70-mile jaunt, came Butterfly Bay on Great Keppel, which was the first place we actually got to breathe, kayak, and spend an extra night. It's like Mother Nature finally took pity on us, or we decided that we were tired of braving Mother Nature for a short period of time. Anyway, we were able to recharge because we were going to need it for what came next. And then Hummocky Island, a name that still reigns terror in our hearts. We pulled in close to evening because we knew we wouldn't make the inlet to Gladstone Harbor early enough to get through there before dark. The island is shaped like a half moon, and the bay is so small that really only one boat can get in there. There was already a fishing boat in there, and so we thought we were going to kind of sit out a ways, sort of in unprotected waters. But about nighttime, he took off. So relieved, thinking we were suddenly going to have a great quiet night, we tucked into the spot where he'd been in, just in the curve of that crescent. And then dark hit, and the wind and the waves kicked up, and it didn't matter that they were coming from the other side of this island. We were unprotected. We rocked, we rolled, it banged, we pulled on our anchor. I don't think any of us slept all night. And really, for a night at anchor that should have been kind of quiet, it was miserable. I don't think we've ever had a worse night at anchor. Nobody slept. Everything crashed. It was the loudest banging, clanging, pulling at the chain night ever. So we finally pulled into Gladstone. Sweet, quiet, calm Gladstone. We spent several days biking, shopping, and just being still. We love Gladstone, and if I were a young person looking to raise a family in Australia, I'd give this place serious consideration. Well, we were getting ready to head home, and Art and Cindy were also taking off for a holiday. They'd earned a break after months at sea. We moved Soul Searcher closer to land, per the Marina's request, and got her tucked in and ready for babysitting. And who's the babysitter, you ask? Our old friend Chris. You know, the guy from the Tassie episode that got so seasick we almost renamed him Captain Chunder. Well, he is ready for this job, ready to take on our boat again, now that it's going to be at dock. Thank you, Chris. But here's a real cliffhanger. When Art and Cindy returned, they're not just hopping over to Magnetic Island or doing another run south. Nope, they're prepping for a huge crossing. They're taking Soul Searcher across the Tasman Sea. Yes, that big moody puddle between Australia and New Zealand. There's always something nasty churning between Australia and New Zealand. And the trick is to head out on the tail of one storm and book it across in front of the other. Can they do it? We have the ultimate faith in them, but it's Mama Nature that could throw us a curveball. And if we all successfully make it over to New Zealand, we're going to meet up in the Bay of Islands, the north end of the North Island. And those of you who know us know that New Zealand is our favorite place on the planet, but we've never been to the Bay of Islands. So this is a new adventure. Some of our friends are going to meet up with us there, and we're going to experience together the land of elves, hobbits, adventures of Tolkien, and more cool stuff along the way. It's going to be absolutely epic boating. By the way, we thought about bringing more crew on board for the crossing, but Art and Cindy, they're a team. They want to do it alone. They feel like it's safer, and they know each other's routines so well. This is a big crossing, we're not going to lie. It's going to be epic, and we are wishing them all the luck as they cross the Tasman Sea on Soul Searcher and in Iliad Catamaran's first adventure across that epic body of water. What could go wrong? So that's it for this trip. From Cairns to Lizard to Africa to Hamilton to hummocky, and back to Gladstone. A trip full of sun, swells, and stories we'll be telling forever. Would we do it again? You bet, but next time, downwind, please. I mean, for real. Thanks for cruising along with us. We'll see you in the next adventure, and in the meantime, keep searching.
We've had more than our share of the wild.